Should we start off with Manchester United? No flex today. I believe he's in...
Abu Dhabi.
Is he in Abu Dhabi?
That's what I heard.
Well, I know he was in Edinburgh at the weekend.
Oh, was he?
United Rangers.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I think he's off to America very soon. But they've been busy. Unlike my team, they've been busy in the window. Lenny Euro's come in, alleged price of 60 million, and Xerxes has also landed at Old Trafford, 36.5 million. There was a 2-0 win over Rangers the other day. Jadon Sancho has even made it back into the starting 11 after...
He squashed the beef.
He squashed the beef. Allegedly, he said sorry. Eric Ten Hag came out and said, well, everyone makes mistakes. So it's good that he's said
big
sorry.
Mistake that was, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but I think Eric Ten Hag probably had some blame. And if I was him, I would have apologised to Sancho for saying, look, there was a mix-up. I sent you to the under 21s.
I'm pretty sure there's not a lot to do with Ten Hag. I'm pretty sure it's the money men saying you need to get him back in the team because he's got to go for some money.
That is true.
There you go.
In terms of United's dealings so far, Abby, I'll come to you first. Lenny Euro came through the door after big speculation about him going to Madrid. Xerxes comes in as well. Kind of leaves them with 2 young strikers now to lead the line. So far, if you were a United fan, which I know you're obviously never going to be, would you be happy so far with that? There's rumours as well that Ugarte's going to come in as well.
Yeah, I think just from what I've kind of seen on United View, I mean, Flex and KG look happy. I think they're just happy that you can see kind of the direction, I guess, the club are going in. They've got their new ownership, and it seems a lot more stable. They're not necessarily penny pinching. They're going for young, upcoming talent, which I think is something that definitely is the way forward, and they're looking to build and have a good, stable, I guess, bottom line for the future. That's something that United haven't had. They were, fishing in all the wrong ponds the last a couple of years or so. So it's good to see from that perspective. I mean, obviously I don't really care as a Spurs fan, but from a United perspective, it's good to see that they've got this direction that they're going in. And obviously the players that they're acquiring are good talent that wanted across Europe. So I'm interested to see what else they do in this window, and also the outgoings. I know that Jadon Sancho is probably going to be leaving. He's one that's linked here, there and everywhere at the moment as well.
But someone's got to have the money to pay for him, right?
Well, absolutely, but it's good, I guess, that the beef is squashed, and I still think that he could definitely do a good job at Manchester United. He's a very good player if they can resolve everything and get going. But I still think it looks like he's going to be leaving anyway. But
he had a decent season for Dortmund.
Well, I have him at Spurs.
Yeah.
I would. I don't think it's a player that would be willing to pay the money on. I'm sure we'll talk about Spurs later on. But I think as a United standpoint, things are moving in the right direction. And I think this is all that United fans wanted, just see a clear plan of action for what is to come for the next season. I don't know what their expectations are. Probably still wouldn't think it would... I don't know. I still probably wouldn't think top 4 would be where they think they might be next season, but maybe another trophy and
hopefully
pushing for top 4. I think
hopefully not.
Depends. And again, they had a lot of injuries last season, so there is good foundations in that United side. They're really building that spine of the team. Obviously, Martinez being one, Kobbie Mainoo again is a no-brainer. So they've got young talent. It might just take a while to see kind of the fruits of the labour, but they're in the right direction.
Matisse, is it a risk for United to have spent that much on Lenny Euro, who, let's be honest, he's had a good season over in France, but I think he was on 5k wages per week. He's now on 150. Obviously Xerxes, there's not bags of experience there. Do you feel like this is a risk that could pay off, or will time tell?
I think Euro's transfer fee's fine. I think the wages, I think it was 115. That's a lot. But that's obviously because Real Madrid were interested, and Real Madrid are being very clever right now. They're trying to bring in everybody on free transfers when the following year. So they were looking at Euro, I think they're looking at Trent, they're looking at Alphonso Davies as well. So they're trying to play a game, obviously, and Man United managed to overpay on the wages and get him. I think Man United need multiple centre-backs, to be honest. So if they're getting Euro, that's fine, but I still feel like they need another one. I don't think they should be going into the season with Evans. I don't think Maguire should really be trying to stay there. I think his time at Man United should be done by now as well. Obviously, they lost Varane, and Martinez is still got to get over those injuries as well. And they need to fix the DM position because Casemiro was awful last year. Ugarte hasn't signed yet, and Kobbie Mainoo is not a DM. So, and Eriksen can't play in there, and McTominay. So I still think Man United got a lot lot of holes to plug. It's a decent start. Xerxes, I'm not sure about as much because I've not watched him. I'm trying to figure out how that forward line is going to work. Højlund's going to have to make massive improvements. He's still the number 9. He's still like the goal scorer. Xerxes is not like a goal scorer from what I've seen. He's a very talented technical player, but they still need goals. And Rashford as well is another one that has to step up. So still a lot of question marks. I just want to see. If I was them, I'd want to see Diallo get a lot more minutes this year.
I think he probably will do. And also what I would say is that you can't change Manchester United in one window. Like there is a history here of, poor decisions and bad transfers that haven't worked out, and also, quite a lot of aging players. So I think it's definitely the right direction, but to say that they're going to fix it all in one window, I think that's an impossibility. I think if we're talking this time next season, and whatever happens, then as they're building and progressing and getting more young players through an experience, but also quality players that might be in that 25 to 30 bracket, not the 18-year-olds or however that we're looking at, then that's when you're really building a squad. But at the minute, they're just trying to get the new talent in and then try and flush out the older bracket, because I totally agree with you on Casemiro in particular. Like they can't have him there for
the
another
wages
season.
though are astronomical for Casemiro, so they'll do well to get him off the books. Nicky, you were linked with Scott McTominay last year. He's been Eric Ten Hag is quoted as saying he's important to the squad. If you were him, knowing that you're probably not going to start every game, but you're going to be wanted as almost a bit part player, would you maybe throw a deal on the table to bring McTominay to West Ham?
I don't think. I think that's a very moist signing, I was not opposed to it at all. I was quite looking forward to watching him, and I wasn't wrong, because he had a good season last season.
Probably their best player.
Scored a lot of goals, and but I don't know whether that fits the new managers. I don't know. It's all up in the air. But I'd take him. Definitely, 100%. I'd take him if there was a chance to take him. And I've said this forever. For a club of our level, I think he'd be important for us.
Laurie, when you look at United on paper, the names that they've got, obviously you'd expect them to do better than what they did last season. This obviously still came away with the FA Cup. Is this make or break season, this, for Eric Ten Hag at United?
It kind of is, really, because although he's retained the manager's position, I've got to admit that towards the end of last season, even though they won the FA Cup, it was looking like he was out the door. And then they said they were going to appraise his performance, and then lo and behold, they decided to keep him on. How much of that is because they couldn't get somebody else in is open to question. But I do agree with what Abby was saying. I think the direction of travel is going in the right way. They're bringing in young players. They're getting rid of some of the older guys and guys that are not fit for purpose, like Varane, even though he's a great player previously, but he's clearly past it now. Who else did we mention? Casemiro, and of course Martial, who seemed to be there forever and not doing much. They got him off the wage bill, got him out of the club. So I think the direction of travel is good. I was interested in that Lenny Yoro because it kind of reminded me of the Saliba type thing, isn't it? The way they talk about him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing
a lot of promise. A lot of promise.
Is he 18, right?
Yeah.
He's 18. So again, are we expecting that Yoro's going to come in and start? I
would say yes.
To expect,
listen, they're still out for Mattis de Ligt, and they want Jared Branthwaite as well. Lindelof, the future of him, that's up in the air. To bring more players in, they probably need to sell a couple as well.
For sure.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well.
That French league, everyone always disses it, call it the farmers, but the amount of talent that comes out of that country.
For sure.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about it.
All of our clubs have benefited from French players. So.
And United apparently open to listening to offers for Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well.
I think we was linked to him as well.
You were? Very strong.
I was going to ask, how does the panel feel about United? Because we constantly hear this. A strong United is good for the Premier League. So
who says that?
Yeah, who says that?
Apart from United fans.
Laurie said that.
No, you guys have said it.
I've never said that before.
But you don't agree with that?
I would never say that.
United fans say
If anything, it's the opposite.
Yeah.
From a hating perspective.
No, it is. The Premier League want a strong Man United.
Yeah,
they're the biggest club in the world.